Hey folks, welcome back. Okay, let's get it started with the Chiefs. They are 6-0. I would have never believed it if someone would have told me earlier on.
Wait, stop. I told you last year that this team was going to be good, okay?
Yes, but good is 4-2, 3-3. 6-0. Now that would suggest they are playoff bound, they are Super Bowl bound, they are a real force to be reckoned with. Do you guys really agree with that?
I got to agree with it. I mean, they're showing it so far. Andy Reid has come in there and put that defense on the spot, showed them, how to play proper, and they're tearing it up right now. Alex Smith is doing a pretty good job managing the games. Dexter McCluster doing a real good job receiver and everything. Dwayne Bowe, they're doing a pretty good job. Jamal Charles, we all know he's a beast. And the Chiefs, the only thing I see, they got to play the Broncos 2 times this year before they go anywhere. So let's just hang on about them winning the division or anything. I'm not going to make any broad claims like that. But yes, they are a good team, and I think they will make the playoffs.
They are a good team, but playoff bound, not so sure about that. Like they are a good team, but Alex Smith can't win a game in the fourth quarter. I don't think, because if he's down and has to score,
He's 6-0 right now.
Because has he had to come back yet?
But I mean, they just got to win over the Raiders. They got to win over Jacksonville. I mean, are these teams really top caliber teams that they're playing?
What Taylor's saying, I completely agree with. They have had a cakewalk of a schedule. Call me when they beat Denver. I will firmly believe it when they beat Denver. Other than that, I want to see that game first. And if they don't win, but it's close, I can maybe see it. But if they get blown out, no.
All right, Pierce, so that call may happen. We're on the show every week.
Yeah.
So let me ask them, just so we get this straight, so I can bring this up in a week or two. All right, do they have to beat them in Mile High or just beat them, period?
Beat them, period.
Okay, all right, let's take that. I will take you on that because I think Kansas City at home, only at home, has a chance to beat Denver. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but they have a chance. I'm an optimistic kind of guy.
The Chiefs, for me, they have a solid defense. They had 5 Pro Bowlers last year, and they had 6 total, which is crazy for a 2-14 team. I think they're going to be a playoff team because AFC is so weak right now. They'll make it in a wild card. I don't see them as a Super Bowl contender because if you look at Alex Smith and all these games, he hasn't really had to lead them back in a game. And also, if you look at that Raiders game, it was 14-7 going into the fourth quarter. When you see like a Patriots or the Broncos or even Houston, in my opinion, when they're playing a team like the Raiders, it's not that close in the fourth quarter. When they're home, it was at Arrowhead Stadium. I mean, this team reminds me kind of like the 2009 Jets, where they can run the football, they can play solid defense. Their quarterback, all he does is throws a little 5-yard reception to his receiver.
I got to say, Andrew, that is a great comparison. They are a lot like that Jets team. However, something you mentioned, though, I got to just discuss real quick. Houston's 2-4 right now, and Matt Schaub is about to get canned. All right, let's make this real quick. Anybody else agree with this? I mean, what's going on with the Texans?
I completely agree. Schaub, I think, has lost his touch.
Yeah.
I think T.J. Yates can do it. He has done it a couple of years ago in the playoffs. He won them their first playoff game. He's shown he can do it. I firmly believe in him. If anyone can lead them back, it is him.
Yeah, I agree with that. They're too good to have this kind of record. Now, let's talk about the Colts and the Chargers. Now, I know, Pierce, you're a huge Andrew Luck fan, so I'm assuming you didn't think this game was going to go the way it did.
I did not. The second half, the Colts didn't really have the ball too much. Phillip Rivers just possessed the ball, ran the ball to Ryan Matthews. He had a good game. But I think it's a fluke, really. I think this game next week is going to be close with the Broncos. He will go toe-to-toe with Peyton Manning. I think he could play like Romo did against him. Because the Broncos secondary is allowing 8.5 yards per completion, which is the worst in the NFL. This game's going to be close, and I think the Colts could do it.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. The Colts definitely can give the Broncos a run for their money. However, I disagree with you about the whole Monday night game was a fluke. It was a disappointment for Colts fans, such as yourself. All right? But we all know that Phillip Rivers is a great quarterback. And, he played mistake-free football. He didn't throw any interceptions, didn't fumble. Okay? And same thing with Matthews, the running back. He had 100 on the ground at least. Also didn't fumble the football. When you possess that ball for so long during the game, and keep it out of the other team's hands, especially when it's going to be Andrew Luck's hands on the other side, you have a pretty good chance of winning.
I gotta agree with Tyler. I don't think this Monday night game was a fluke. I mean, watching the Chargers this year, I mean, they've surprised me.
They've lost some close games.
They've lost some very close games, and Philip Rivers is playing like the old Philip Rivers right now. I think the Colts are going to give Denver trouble next week, but for me personally, I think Denver's going to win, but that's another discussion. I think the Colts are a solid team, though, even without this loss. And, I mean, every team has those one bad games, and the Colts just couldn't control the football this game. So it's a tough loss, but I still think they're going to win the AFC North. They're going to be in contention for the title, and we'll see as the season goes on.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think if you can't beat the Chargers, I really don't think they're going to be able to get a win against Denver. But I do think they're a good team. Andrew Luck I'm not a huge fan, but he is a great quarterback, only going to get better. But now let's turn to MLB, because we cannot have a show and not talk about the playoffs. It's winding down. You two are both big baseball fans. So who are you predicting World Series? Who's it going to be?
I think it's going to be the Dodgers. They have just so much talent. Yasiel Puig is starting to come back. If Hanley can stay healthy, because he has a broken rib right now, he played pretty well on it, so I think he can do it. Adrian Gonzalez is solid as can be. Crawford's a good leadoff. Clayton Kershaw, arguably the best pitcher in the game. When you have all that talent and Zach Greinke as your number 2 starter, you can go a long way.
For me, I've been going back and forth, but the way I've seen Detroit pitch in the ALCS against this Boston lineup that has Big Papi, Dustin Pedroia, Shane Victorino, Mike Napoli, all these guys that can hit, I really think Detroit's going to win it. Their pitching staff has blown my mind. They have Justin Verlander, probably the best pitcher that's ever pitched in the game right now, in my opinion. You got Matt Scherzer, the AL Cy Young this year. You got Anibal Sanchez, who's been pitching really well. Then you have Prince Fielder and Melky Cabrera hitting 3 and 4. I mean, they have the bats to score runs, and they have the pitchers to shut people down.
All right, but back to the Dodgers. The Tigers are the only team that I think could do it because they have 3 great pitchers, and also Cabrera has shown us even when he's not healthy, he can still win a game at the end. He can hit a long ball anytime when he wants to.
Yes.
He's just not healthy right now.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to pick Detroit going to the World Series as well, past Boston. I mean, all the points you guys just made, I can't really disagree with those.
Yeah, I hate to second that, but I have to go with Detroit. I mean, I think pitching is a huge part of the game, and I think that Detroit just has the stronger pitcher, so I'm going to have to go with them. But we'll see. We'll see how it turns out.
We'll see.
But thank you guys for joining us. Catch us next week on the Blue Wave.